It's one thing to help a friend out during challenging times, but do you cheer them on when they're at the top of their game too? My next guest says friends can be the wind beneath our wings, and she encourages us all to be the kind of friend who helps others be their best and celebrates their success. Studio 5 girlfriend Kelly Jensen is here to share ways we can uplift and encourage other women. This is about being the type of sister or friend that we want, right?
I think so. I do. I think so. And I think it's so easy just to, give a compliment. And it's such a busy time of life. We were just talking about all the things going on in our life. But everybody needs that woman that is just like, you've got this, yes, and watching you and cheering you. So that's what we're going to talk about.
Well, this almost goes without saying because your heart is so open, and somehow Kelly has this gift, like what the sparkle you see through the screen. It's rare that people can penetrate that. People know your heart, they love your heart, but you're so good at this. A text from Kelly is one you'll read again and again and again. There's a sincerity there, but you take the time. You believe in this concept.
And then listen to this. I listen to her empower me. I think that's why we like each other, because we really believe in women.
Yeah, we do.
And it doesn't take that much time because there's reasons that you become friends with someone. You admire them and you appreciate certain things about them, and it's just about getting into the habit of speaking those things.
Yeah.
So
we speak them often and for good reason when things are going wrong. And let's keep doing that. But when things are going right, let's be there too. You've got 3 things to keep in mind when trying to empower others. First, you say we encourage.
We encourage. And I think when we talk about empowering, what comes to my mind is like just standing behind a wall and whispering strength into our friend, encouraging them in all the good things, all the things that are good in their life. Encourage them to bring their kids to watch them work. Encourage them to see the love that their husband or their partner has for them. Encourage them to take risks. And I think when we're encouraging our friends, and I learned this early in my life with my friends, it's important to be non-biased. It's important to not encourage them towards a person or towards a certain love, but instead that they deserve love, that they're meant for love, that they're meant for success, that they have it in them.
That it doesn't have to be a certain formulaic look, person, thing, opportunity.
And that they can change their mind.
Yes.
Because when we're encouraging our girlfriends, like, you should be a traveler, you should be with this guy, this type of guy or whatever, when that's not how it works out for us, or we change our mind, it makes us feel like we failed when in fact we didn't. So when we encourage our girlfriends, really ask them questions instead of telling them, this is what I think you should do and this is who I think you are. Say, what do you love?
Well, because we live in a world where opinions are so celebrated, and for good reason. We love to know what the next girl is thinking, I suppose. But that idea of open love, open encouragement, that's refreshing. That feels rare.
Well, and I want what's best for you.
Yeah.
And who knows what's best for you? Me? No. You know what's best for you. And so for me to encourage you towards all your good things, then that's how you're going to feel loved and appreciated.
See, what you've just described isn't something you speak, it's a spirit. What you've just described aren't words, right? Encouragement is a vibe.
Absolutely.
It's a spark. You want us to include. Inclusion is important to you.
I think this means inviting people to be part of your life and inviting yourself to be a part of theirs. And part of that is asking questions. I know there are friends who are like, you're my friend and I don't want to mix you with my other friends. I don't want to share you. But I think there's something to be said about including you in my other friend circles. It speaks to you that I love you, that I appreciate you, that I value you, and that I trust you in this special circle of my life. Inviting you to do things that are important to me, whether they be service projects or speaking engagements, whatever it is, putting your name forward, whether you're there or not. And I think also including myself in your life and saying, can I come and watch you do this? I'm so proud of you. Can I come and talk to your kids about how amazing you are? Can I come to dinner on your birthday or drop something by? And then inviting myself to be a part of the special things in your life.
It's that gentle insert that goes so far, especially in the good times like you described, the speaking engagements or the opportunities. Can I be on the front row?
Yeah.
Can I have my pom-poms and be ready to shake them?
And sometimes just show up.
Sure.
Because it's hard to say like, oh, yeah, don't worry about it though, don't worry about it. But sometimes when you just shake up, my mom tells this story of when my dad was speaking at something and my dad heard the clickety-clack of her heels all the way down to the front row and she sat right there and looked at him. He's like, that's how I want you to be. That's the kind of friend and partner I want you to be, is clickety-clack to the front row.
You want us to remind. What do you mean by this?
I want us to remind each other how far we've come. I want us to remind each other that this too shall pass. I want us to remind each other how loved we are and where we come from. I think it's important for me, you know, when I see you interact with your children and I think, what a great mom you are, then to speak specifically, like, I loved how you got down on their level. I love how you treat your husband or how you do things and you travel specifically for him. I love how you showed up at my house for this thing and I needed you. Remind each other what we value and speak it specifically, because I think it's easy to forget. At the high points and the low points, we just need someone who believes in us and sees the best in us and then reminds us of that.
And so often women are that for our inner circle, whether it be our husbands, our partners, our kids. So to have someone do that for you, that can sometimes feel foreign, right? To hear that validation and hear those kind of reminders.
It always surprises me, unfortunately. And I think, why am I surprised by this? I preach this, I tried to teach my kids this, but I think I value it so much. My husband just did an Instagram post, unbeknownst to me, and I don't want it to make me emotional, but he was reminding me about things that he felt about me publicly, and he never does that. You know my husband, he's like a man of few words. And I felt so seen, and it reminded me things that I like about myself that you don't know if anybody notices.
Yeah.
So to have your girlfriends or your husband, your partner, your parents speak those specific things and remind you, it's like, yeah, I am that. It's empowering. It's growing the strength that you already have in you and speaking strength and wisdom into you.
Listen, sister, you live this way. We admire that you do, and now we feel like we have an inside track on the secrets to how you do it. So thank you for sharing your heart, Kelly Jensen. We love her dearly.